don't mention my father in a sentence again, or I will jump through this screen and kick your ass.
Apologies.
I can do it, too. Have you ever seen The Lawnmower Man? That's the level I'm on, son.
No.
And,
okay. Tonight on PNG Weekly, we take on Tucker Carlson in a free speech battle. We take a look at this cool new website, NeighborNetwork.io. And of course, this week's top news stories. All that and more on PNG Weekly! Welcome to the show, everyone. This is PNG Weekly. Let's dive into it. Do you remember the Ice Bucket Challenge? Well, Tucker Carlson dropped a new viral internet challenge where you try to make your friend say faggot, a racial slur, or other derogatory remark. The fun new trend is really picking up steam. Groups of friends on TikTok and other social media are creating IRL end towers, emoji wars in comment sections, and step up to the streets style slur battles. Stay tuned later in the show where we will challenge Tucker himself to a slur off. White supremacist terror attacks are on the rise this holiday season. Some, like Laura Loomer, predicted Islamic terror attacks on U.S. soil, but these recent attacks appear to be plain old original flavor white supremacist terror attacks. The number one type of terror attack in America, might I add. Look at these poor, misguided, racist youths with their Aryan good looks. So much potential wasted on hate. Sad. Stop Anti-Semitism has released their candidates for the top 10 anti-Semites of the year, and unfortunately, yours truly did not make the cut. But alas, there is always next year. There's quite a variety of contenders in this year's race. Tucker, Anna and Cenk, Stu Peters, and UFC star Bryce Mitchell, to name a few. But there also are a few curious names on here. I was not familiar with some of them. The list is missing notable figures like Jake Shields and Nick Fuentes. While we were missing our familiar stalwarts, we welcome these new fledgling warriors into the flock. I really never thought I would share the battlefield with Miss Rachel, but here we are. The alcohol lobby is dropping Reefer Madness 2.0 with the hemp bill that was stuck in with the government reopening a few weeks back, and also a new illness for chronic pot smokers dubbed Scromiting, which is screaming and vomiting and described as worse than childbirth, according to a recent New York Post article. Well, that sounds awful. Better just grab a Bud Light, because that has never caused vomiting once. Bibi is coming for a 5th visit to the White House since Trump's inauguration. 5 visits in just 10 months? That is more than I've seen my mother this year. The two are expected to reconnect and catch up over dinner and see where the evening takes them. In a related story, it seems that in the Epstein email recently released, which referenced Trump and Bubba engaging in oral stimulus, there was in fact a typo. In a new unredacted version of the email, it clearly shows that it was his good friend Bibi all along. Who could have guessed? Well, coming up next, an interview with the great Tucker Carlson. Stay with us.
Do you work long hours lurking on the dark web at your government job? Yeah. Do you sometimes get lonely while posting on 4chan how you're going to overthrow the government in Minecraft? Yeah, sometimes. How did you know that? Do you long to find someone who glows just as bright as you so you can bring internet Nazis and Palestinian extremists to justice? Oh yes, totally. Well, FedPost might be for you. Find your match on FedPost. FedPost, the dating app that glows.
Mr. Tucker Carlson, we're so happy to have you here. I've been a follower of yours for a few years now. You've been shocking the internet even more than usual lately since your interview with Nick Fuentes, pissing off many such as Mark Levin, Ted Cruz, and others. How have you been dealing with what is now known as the Tucker cost? Have you received negative consequences for it? Lost ad revenue? Anything like that?
What? No. My views have skyrocketed. I'm so rich, I have that Swanson TV dinner fuck you money. They can't touch me. Levin is just a sad old man.
True.
And, what? Ted Cruz? He has no shot at 28 at all. I honestly have no idea what he's thinking, actually.
Yeah, you're right. That is pretty ridiculous on many levels. I also wanted to congratulate you on being in the top 10 anti-Semites of the year. It's quite an honor.
Huh, I know, right? Who came up with that? But I must say, I am not an anti-Semite, and I don't hate Christian Zionists. I recanted that, actually. I love Israel and its people, just to be clear.
Okay, understood. Moving on. I won't ask you about your father or CIA directly, as I know it's a sensitive subject, but can you tell me a little bit more about your time in Nicaragua supporting the Contras as a freedom fighter? Did you actually get your hands dirty, boots on the ground type of shit?
Well, don't mention my father in a sentence again, or I will jump through this screen and kick your ass.
Apologies.
I can do it, too. Have you ever seen The Lawnmower Man? That's the level I'm on, son.
No.
And,
okay.
Well, Nicaragua, I can't talk much about that, actually. My college roommate and I always dreamt of being freedom fighters in a foreign land, and we saw a flyer on the quad and campus, and the rest is history.
Yeah, that sounds completely normal. Anyway, so Buckley Carlson, your brother, he's been getting some traction on X recently, and he has some pretty base takes. It almost seems like he might be a groiper. Was he the one that turned you on to Nick Fuentes?
Very intuitive. That's exactly how the Nick interview came about. Buckley's so red-pilled, it's crazy. If I had Buckley on my YouTube channel, it would be nuked from orbit. His takes are way out there.
Oh, well, yeah, he sounds awesome. Maybe you can put me in touch with him for an interview. Let's switch gears slightly. You are a huge proponent of nicotine. You even have stake in your own nicotine pouch company, ALP. Tell me, why are they manufactured in India and not in America?
Well, actually, India has some of the most fertile soil. The fecal to soil ratio is the highest in the world, and you can really taste the difference in the tobacco.
No
so
kidding.
It's a net benefit being manufactured over there.
Oh, well, I guess I'll just have to take your word for it. So anyway, some are theorizing that you may be working to gatekeep or capture some of the youth that is listening to Nick Fuentes. You recently had on the 7-Eleven version of Nick, Nayland Haley, and then the Piers Morgan Faggot Challenge. I was wondering if you wanted to prove the haters wrong and test your mettle, so to speak. Maybe have a little free speech off, if you will. Head-to-head with me, the number 37 anti-Semite of the year.
Okay, that sounds like fun.
Okay, great. Let's start off with something easy. It's like similar to faggot. Okay, you will never be a real woman with your gaping axe wound, you disgusting tranny.
You will never be a real woman with your gaping axe wound, you disgusting tranny. How was that? How did I do?
Oh, awesome. That was great. Okay, how about this one? Pajit's shit on the street.
Well, okay. I guess I'll give it a go. Pajit's shit on the street. Phew, I made it.
Good job. Okay, this one should be no problem for a church-going Protestant man such as yourself. I denounce the Talmud.
Oh, well, gee, I guess that's okay to say. I denounce the Talmud.
All right, let's get into the meat and potatoes a little bit. Total death.
Now, hold on a second. I told you before, I am not an anti-Semite. I've made that clear. I can't say that.
I know that, sir, but they're just words. Nothing to be afraid of.
Well, that's true enough, but I just don't think I can. Oh, okay, screw it. Total bike death.
Oh, well, okay. Well, it sounded like you might have said bike, but yeah, it's all right. We'll let it slide. I knew it was going to kind of be tricky for you. All right, this one is the Master Challenge. Tongue my anus.
I gotta go. Bye.
Tucker, are you there? Yeah, all right. Well, I guess I had to see that one coming. Stick around. Coming up next, we are going to check in on our neighbors in our exploratory dive of Hello, Neighbor. This next segment brought to you by Coom Meetings. Coom Meetings, because no one can see what happens from the waist down. As it usually does, it all starts with a post on X. This one here by user Oilfield Rando, and it interested me due to the fact that in this little infographic, I saw a heart right next to where I live on a map of the US. And in recent years, trips to local stores seem to reflect what is being said in this post, that the Hello Neighbor network is flooding US states with foreigners using our tax dollars. So, that warrants an investigation. We can see here some of their sponsors, some great American companies, including Starbucks and Walmart. Hooray. Well, let's take a stroll around the website and see if there's any neat info lurking around over there. So now that we can see in each state, they have their own little NGO that helps the refugees out. So let's just take a look at some of the friendly faces that are helping our new neighbors relocate into America. There's some similarities between some of these ladies. Interesting. Well, that seems like I need Jesus's protection to stare at some of these demons. That was pretty informative. God, it just keeps going. So, I'm sure if you look on this website, neighbornetwork.io, you can find something close to your hometown. Interesting. All right, everyone, that's the show for this week. This has been P&G Weekly. I am your host, Freddie S., and we'll see you next time. Peace.